everybody, Pete Warner here for the Disney Dining Show in a very special location. We are actually at Trader Sam's at the Disneyland Hotel, and I'm joined by Sean over here.
Hi.
Steve Porter over here. Steve's wife Michaela over there. On the camera is Tyler.
Hi.
On the Disneyland team, and his beautiful girlfriend Katrina.
Hi.
So we decided to do something a little different for this show. We're going to be having dinner over at Steakhouse 55, which is one of, if you've watched any of the shows for any length of time, you know it's one of my favorite restaurants anywhere, at any Disney property. But we thought we would come to Trader Sam's first. These guys are having some cocktails, except Michaela and I. We had some amazing appetizers. The bar food appetizers here are so good. So we thought we'd do our appetizers here and head over to dinner. What?
You said bar food, and I thought you were going to say bar. For some reason, I thought you were combining it to bar, and I was like, what?
Okay.
Sorry. It was good.
We're very highbrow here.
Well, yeah. So we got some the chicken lettuce wraps. We got the Chinese long beans.
They're all gone.
They're all gone. There's nothing left. Okay. I think we're under attack.
We're in Hawaii. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Something's happening.
I'm gonna have to cut that one out.
There's a lifeguard with a megaphone screaming at children. Trader Sam's is located right next to the Disneyland Hotel's pool, so that's why you're hearing any of that. But we got the chicken lettuce wraps, the Chinese long beans, fish tacos, the poo-poo platter, which was the egg rolls, and some long beans, and the wings.
And some slaw.
And some slaw.
Some
that
tropical
no one
slaw.
touched because it was green. So of everything we put down at the table, Steve.
Oh, the long beans for sure. I mean, they're so good. Someone said we could eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, I don't know. I feel like you think you're eating something healthy because they're like string beans, but they're just completely fried and dipped in Chipotle, whatever it is. So good though. I could just they're all gone, and I could have eaten like 5 more plates of them. But probably a good thing that there's a limited portion, or else I wouldn't be able to have dinner tonight.
Now they're $9. Do you think that's worth $9?
Oh, well worth.
Well worth $9. I agree. One of my favorite things here.
I mean, it's a small portion for $9, but I think if you're coming to Disneyland, you're going to be on vacation, treat yourself and get these because they're so good and worth it.
Now, I would talk to Sean, but he's got food dripping out of his mouth right now while we're recording. He just can't stop eating.
I thought you guys were having a conversation. So I thought I was okay.
Well, you're not. I'm coming to you now. The shrimp tacos. You ordered the shrimp tacos. They were $12.
I thought they were okay. They were kind of cold, honestly. They really weren't like super warm. The shrimp was well cooked though.
Oh, those are yours?
Yeah. What?
Oh, I just ate. I ate.
My bad too.
No, I mean it's not. They
you ordered
belong
it for
to
the
me.
table.
Like they're for the table. I just added it in addition because like Pete doesn't like seafood, so I was like, well, we'll get that seafood take. And if no one liked them, I knew I would eat them. So I was like, well,
Okay, I felt bad.
no. Yeah, they were like kind of cold though. I didn't really care that much about it. I wouldn't pay $12.
No.
So, Michaela, what did you like?
The long beans.
The long beans?
And the sauce, it's sriracha, I can't even talk.
Sriracha aioli.
And I don't normally like sriracha, but it's not super spicy. It has a really good flavor and it goes well with the beans. Really good.
And what about you, Katrina?
I had the shrimp. I had one of the shrimp tacos. They were good. I agree with you that it was a little cold, but I think they packed the tacos full of shrimp, so I thought it was pretty good. Pretty good for $12 because I think it was maybe like 3 or 4 shrimp a piece. It's pretty good.
What about you, Tyler?
My personal favorite is those Chinese long beans, but I also had a wing, which was pretty tasty. The wing has a little bit of spice to it, but
That's what's left.
nothing too. That's what's left of it. Nothing too crazy though.
It's dipped in acid.
Yeah, exactly. But I really like the shrimp taco, but I think you guys are all right. They need to be warmer. And actually, I'm the only person that tried the slaw. I'm actually kind of a fan of it. I think it's pretty good. So
We also got the chicken lettuce wrap.
that's right.
which it comes with a teriyaki sauce. That was delicious.
Yeah. To me, that was my favorite. I liked the lettuce wraps in that.
It's also probably the largest shareable dish. Like, there's still lettuce left over, and if there was more chicken, you know, we could have had.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, that last one they packed it. I was just like, okay, everyone seems to be done. You know, I'm not eating it. So I just like, okay, I'll just scoop it in.
Yeah, I thought it's really a toss up between the chicken lettuce wraps and the long beans. They were really, really good. Yeah. This is also our travel day. We flew in this morning, so we're all just a little bit
Combined 4 hours of sleep, broken up.
No, I actually slept last night. I got real sleep last night.
I did not.
Not a lot, but I got real sleep.
The passionate python's getting me through.
The joke writes itself.
All right.
The joke writes itself.
I'm sure you can see by the shaking camera that I am laughing.
Inappropriate. It's not stopping me from continuing to enjoy this delicious beverage.
And you can tell Steve's getting a little tipsy. He doesn't drink a lot. So he gets a cocktail in him.
Nah, not me.
Passionate Python. Hashtag that with amazing experience. So I thought this would be a little something a little different. You know, like we still have time before another hour for our dinner. But that's good. You know, we had nice appetite, a lot of appetizers.
How was your drink?
What did you get?
My drink was good. It's called a Sunset Swizzle or something. I don't know. Safari Swizzle, yes. Safari Swizzle. It is like rum, lime juice, mint. So I was expecting it to be kind of like a mojito. It's not like a mojito at all. It's still good, but like in a different way. Like mojitos are really refreshing. This isn't refreshing, but it's good. It has bitters in it, which the server like warned me, like, oh, if you don't like bitters, that could be a problem for you. And I was like, well, I've never had bitters, so like, let's go for it. Well, you know, I've drank it. My relationship with it is over at this point, and like I'll move on to better drinks. But but it was good for what it was. So
I'm gonna tell you this: sriracha aioli. Just give me a bucket of that and a spoon and a dark room, and I'm a happy man.
It would go good with like French fries or like even maybe on a burger.
Oh yeah.
That's Tyler's go-to.
I would get the sweet potato fries and I get the sriracha aioli on the side, and that's
a great idea.
That's really good stuff. Yeah.
I also thought the long beans are really good in the teriyaki sauce. That's a great teriyaki sauce they have.
it is.
Yeah, it is.
And all this food, if you can move the camera, comes from Tangaroa Terrace, which you can go there and eat separately. But
it's the hotel quick service, basically.
Hotel quick service. Great food in there. Great food all over here. Now, Tyler, you said to me that you think Steakhouse 55 is the best restaurant at Disneyland. Is that correct?
I really do. I think it's the best food, the best service. I mean, I think I think the price you're paying and everything, it's the bang for my buck right there. Okay. Yeah, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, I love it. I don't know that I'll go that far, but we'll see tonight.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
As a Disneyland.
I think I agree, because like I feel like you do get a bang for your buck there, and plus like the Steakhouse 55 rub is amazing.
Yeah, the rub they put on their steak
like any
is like...
steak we get, we always ask for the Steakhouse 55 rub. And
right.
then also, I mean, you do have to pay as a la carte, so you do have to pay for the sides. But I mean, everything's shareable. So I mean, at Carthay Circle, you kind of feel, I don't know, like you have to get your own dishes, and then here you get like a nice big ribeye, and you can split it between like 2 people and like a couple sides, and you know, you can have it.
That's cool.
So good.
It's a good way to make like a date night too. You can like split stuff up like that and make it like a little bit more affordable.
Yeah, definitely.
I know. What did you get again?
The Skipper Sipper.
What's in it?
It's basically a mojito without alcohol, I think. Oh, and it has some like
Farrah Fawcett?
No, it has falernum in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like a spiced syrup.
Yeah. So it's tropical juices, organic agave, valernum, mint, fresh lime, and soda water. It's good. It tastes like mojito.
It's worth noting, actually, while you're holding that menu up, that they have changed some of the drinks. Like, you can still get, like, Steve got the Passionate Python. That's not on the menu anymore.
Passionate
But he still got it. But as you can see, there, like the Pago Pago cocktail, the Zambezi Sour, the La Florida, those are all new. So there you go, new stuff.
New additions.
Trader Sam's.
But don't let them fool you into not getting the Passionate Python because it's the best damn drink they have.
Wow. Damn, he said damn.
Cursing.
It's so good.
He's two-thirds of the way through his drink. He's starting to curse.
First drink. It's so good.
By the time he's done, God only knows. So, tables dancing.
Oh my goodness.
But, I also have to say that this Trader Sam's, while smaller, is so much better than ours at the Polynesian. The Polynesian one feels to me like a McDonald's.
Well, and you know what's sad is that
That's really interesting to say.
It feels to me like a McDonald's. It's like, I don't know. I really how to describe it other than because it has no charm. See, this has charm. This has and that just has no charm. They just tried to replicate this.
Well, and it's sad because
This was lightning in a bottle. This can't be replicated.
it should have fit in so well at the Polynesian. You'd think the theming fits perfectly, but it just doesn't I don't
It's
know.
hard to find if you don't know about it.
Oh yeah.
Like the door, I was like, are you sure this is?
Yeah.
Bar?
Yeah, no, I agree.
I feel like we need like a secret knock.
I like for Disney World, I like our inside better than the inside here. The inside here is really small. It's very compact, and people are around like a bar area, so it's harder to move. Whereas at ours, when you're inside, if you order a drink, there is more of that show aspect where the server's bringing out the drink and they're walking like a zombie or whatever. Whereas there, they kind of can't walk really anywhere to do that. But the outside here is way better than the outside of ours.
What also bugs me with our Trader Sam's is Disney World should always have the benefit of space. That's why Walt bought the property for Walt Disney World. But it always seems like they never take advantage of that space that they have. So I feel like they could have expanded that Trader Sam's to be a much larger inside bar out into where the outside part of the bar is. Still leave some outside seating, but expand the building itself to make it a large bar. But I don't know. I feel like they just probably, for budgeting reasons, decided not to. But I feel like it's a shame because they could have made it a really cool, even more interactive, even more special effects. I don't know.
Don't they have two bars, one on the inside and one on the outside too?
Yeah.
See, that's something nice that I think that they have out there though, because here you have to go inside and get your drinks if you want to walk around with them in the hotel or around the hotel. They have a little outside bar here, but that's only for the patio seating, and then you have to wait in this space, in that tiny space to get a drink and wave the bartenders over. So I think that's the only thing that I like about the Trader Sam's over in Florida is they have two bars.
Well, always one of my favorite places to come. It's tradition now. The first night we come to Trader Sam's when we're out here, and I'm looking forward to dinner at Steakhouse 55, and that will be up. All right, so we have made it to Steakhouse 55 over at the Disneyland Hotel. Very excited. I ordered an 8-ounce filet mignon. One of the things you do when you're here, you ask for the Steakhouse 55 rub. It's a special rub that they use on one of their steaks, but they'll put it on any of their steaks, and it's absolutely amazing. So, ordered that. Sean, what did you order?
I ordered the 10-ounce cold lobster tail. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the seafood side of things are, because everyone else ordered steak. And then I ordered the seasonal risotto, which is a carrot and shrimp risotto. I don't know about the carrots, but I like shrimp, so we'll see.
And what about you, Katrina?
So Tyler and I are sharing the Steakhouse 55 ribeye, which I think is 12-ounce ribeye, and with the Steakhouse 55 rub on it. That's the only steak that it actually automatically comes on with steak. And then we're going to be sharing the Steakhouse 55 mashed potatoes.
Michaela.
So I've never been here before, so I took everybody's suggestions and I got the filet mignon with the Steakhouse 55 rub, so I'm super excited to see what it tastes like. And then we got the lobster mac and cheese to share.
Oh yeah.
You have to get the mac and cheese because,
It's your signature item.
It's mac and cheese.
It's Steve.
Steve Mac and Cheese Porter.
Exactly.
and I also got the filet with the Steakhouse 55 rub. I've never actually had a meal inside this restaurant, so I'm excited to see. I've only had food out at the bar, so I'm excited for a full meal here, and this is fun.
Yeah, I also ordered the truffle mac and cheese.
2 mac and cheeses.
So we have 2 mac and cheeses. And, you know, it's rubbing off, I guess. And what about you, Tyler? You want to give it to Katrina so you can be actually on camera?
I mean, I'm sharing. Yeah, I am sharing. I'm sharing the ribeye with Katrina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk about Katrina's flatbread.
Yeah, talk about my flatbread,
As
please.
somebody who's not, who doesn't have a gluten allergy, when you come to Steakhouse 55, you should ask for the gluten-free flatbread. Don't just ask for gluten-free bread. Say flatbread, and they'll bring you this lovely stuff, and it's actually super good. Yeah, 2 pieces. That's it. No, this is all that's left, but it's really, really good bread. It gives the regular bread a run for its money, so I would even try that.
We all tried some of that bread, and I gotta tell you, that was amazingly good bread.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was better than
It was better than
the gluten.
the sourdough bread that they said, which is amazing. It's really, really good sourdough bread, but that gluten-free flatbread was even better.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Gluten-free bread. There's the gluten bread.
Lots of gluten. I just flew in this morning, and boy, are my arms tired.
But
So I need a cup of coffee right now because it's a quarter to 7 here, which is a quarter to 10 for me. I've been up since like 1:30 East Coast time, so I have to have coffee right now. But they all get very excited over the
rock candy.
the rock candy sugar stir for the coffee. So Michaela was amazed by this. It doesn't take much, which is why she married Steve.
Low.
Sorry, Steve.
Oh, that was romantical.
All right. So we have finished our dinner. And I'll start by saying that, you know, the filet mignon, the last 3 dining reviews, this is now the 3rd dining review I've had steak. Finally, one of these restaurants got it right, and it had to be a steakhouse. So I got the 8-ounce filet mignon. I don't have the menu in front of me. I believe it was $49. I could be wrong, could be more than that. But it was an excellent piece of steak, deliciously prepared and seasoned. The Steakhouse 55 rub is an absolute must. The béarnaise sauce on the side, best I've ever had. The truffle mac and cheese was outstanding, if not a little garlicky. But overall, excellent meal. Now, Sean, what did you get?
I got the 10-ounce lobster tail. It's a cold lobster, so for people who don't know, apparently cold lobster is like sweeter, and so if it comes from like a salty place, then that's more, a salty place, a warmer place, then it's more of a salty lobster. If it comes from a colder place, it's more of a sweet lobster. So I've started venturing out and getting cold lobsters at places. It was phenomenal. It was so good. I think it was like $58 or something, which I don't know about paying $58 for food, but like that's still like it was amazing. It was really, really good. So if you're a lobster person, I mean, you know how expensive lobster can get or whatever. It's definitely worth it to try. It was a huge portion of it. It doesn't come with anything because everything here is a la carte, so it is worth it to get a side, or you might want to get something that's more meatier and filling if you're not super hungry or anything. But even though it's 10 ounces and it sounds like a huge amount, like lobster's not the most filling thing in the world. So it's great. It was amazing.
And what about you, Katrina?
So we had the ribeye, the bone-in ribeye. It was like the 12-ounce bone-in ribeye with the Steakhouse 55 rub on it. So good. There's nothing bad to say about it. The only thing that I don't really appreciate about it is like the bone marrow on the side. I'm not that kind of person to eat that stuff. But other than that, I mean that ribeye was like tender. it was, I don't know, it was really good. I loved it.
Michaela.
So I also had, I had the filet mignon, Tim's Pete. I got the Steakhouse 65 rub. I will say, like, I don't like spicy that much, and it does have a little bit of a kick to it, but still very, very good. And yeah, if you are like queasy about having a bone on your plate, ask for not the bone marrow, because that was way too much for me. And then we shared the lobster mac and cheese, and I feel like the lobster was kind of chewy in it. And the mac and cheese part, like the noodles were good, but like super, super garlicky. Like if you don't like garlic, not the thing for you. I thought it was really nice.
Yeah, I had the filet as well. I agree that I wasn't expecting the rub to be as spicy as it was, but then once I had the first couple bites, I did like it. I just wasn't expecting it going into it. The meat was super tender, delicious. I can't wait to get it again. And I do agree with the mac and cheese. I was disappointed. I don't know. It just wasn't, like you said, it was very garlicky. The lobster wasn't, I don't know, wasn't chewy. Yeah, it was chewy. I was just disappointed with the mac and cheese. But overall, this was a delicious meal. I can't complain overall. I mean, good things or bad things here are good anywhere else. So overall, it's still really good.
I, of course, shared the ribeye with Katrina, and I think it's super tender, so much flavor to it. It's amazing. Every bite you take is like just packed with that nice steak flavor. It's amazing. And Steakhouse 55 rub, like everybody else has said, you can't go wrong with. And then I also agree that, to me, the macaroni and cheese was a little bit too garlicky, but, you know.
There's no such thing as too garlicky.
I know, right? I used to think that, but I don't know.
What did you think of the potatoes?
I think the potatoes were amazing. We had mashed potatoes with gravy, and they were creamy, they were buttery, they were nice and smooth, they were so good. And the béarnaise sauce that we got on the side was also really good. You could taste the white wine vinegar, which not all béarnaise. A lot of béarnaise sauce is either too eggy or too tarragona, but this is like, oh yeah, I can tell that there's white wine vinegar, I can tell that there's a good balance of everything. So it's really good stuff. I recommend it.
So overall, right now, scale of 1 to 10 this restaurant, what do you give it?
For Disney property, I give this place a 10. I mean, this is like the high quality benchmark that you would come to expect if you want to treat somebody to a amazing meal at a Disney resort. This is like the place to do it. I really do think that.
Katrina, what about you?
I completely agree. I think I would give it a 10 if you want to take somebody out for like a beautiful dinner after like going out, you know, in the theme parks and stuff, and just coming out here and just having a nice, relaxing dinner and then going back to the room. I think this is like phenomenal.
Michaela, what about you?
I'm gonna give it like a 9. Like it's not the best steakhouse I've ever been to, but for Disney property, it's like definitely the best restaurant in Disneyland. It's really good.
All right, Steve.
I would give it an 8.5 or 9. I think if I were to come back, I very well, if I ordered something different, very well could have given it a 10. But I don't know, just it wasn't hitting on all cylinders for me tonight. But it was still delicious. So it was I still give it high regards, and I don't regret that we came here. I'm very glad that we came here. It was delicious, but I don't know.
Nothing's ever good enough for you, Steve, is it?
That's not true. But yeah, maybe like 8.5 or 9.
And Sean, what about you?
Well, we haven't done dessert yet. If we're going to, I don't know if we are, but the menu's kind of there, so that can really change things. But so for right now, for me, it's probably, I'd say about the 8.5, 9 range that Steve was talking about. For me, also, I haven't eaten at a lot of Disneyland restaurants, so it's like a whole different ball game by comparison to. I know as far as quick service goes and snacks, Disneyland is far superior food-wise to Disney World as far as just just quality of their food. So in that regard, like my lobster was great quality, the steak was amazing quality as everyone had said. So like the bulk items and the thing you're going to spend the most money on is well worth your money to get it. No one seemed to care exceptionally for their sides that much, but you don't have to get the sides. It is an a la carte thing, so that was our options to add those on if we wanted to. So it may just be a thing where like those parts of it aren't necessarily worth it, but to me the big thing is like the showstopper food. And as much as we say like for other places like, oh, the appetizer was great and the dessert was great, but not the entree, like the entree is really why you're at the restaurant. So that's why I'll stick to like 8.5, 9 range. My lobster was phenomenal, so it was only the other options that kind of brought it down 1 point. So.
I'm gonna say a 9. I'm gonna say a 9 solidly. I thought the steak was so perfectly prepared, very tender, delicious, flavorful on its own. Didn't need the béarnaise sauce, but the béarnaise sauce just added something else to it. Those mashed potatoes were incredible. I loved the truffle mac and cheese. But then again, for me, there's no such thing as too much garlic, so I'm fine with the garlic. And I understand why some people might not be. But I
sneezed.
Oh, okay. I thought, oh, is he having a stroke?
I sneezed.
Oh. I'm like, what the hell was that? Okay. That just happened. No, literally, his head went into the camera. And I didn't know what was going on.
I'm sneezing.
I'm like, oh, he's having a seizure.
I'm
he's
dying.
Having a reaction to something. What do I do? Keep rolling. But no. So overall, the Steakhouse 55 does not disappoint. And I'm wrapping this up because I don't think anybody at this table is going to have dessert. But anybody?
I'm pretty full.
Their cake is known for, to be honest. Their 24-layer.
We will say the 24-layer
All right,
cake.
maybe we should try each have a bite of the 24-layer cake.
This apparently is the showstopper of Steakhouse 55 desserts.
Yeah.
Everything else is not really known for, but this.
All right, why don't we just get one piece of the 24-layer cake?
Okay. All right.
I think everybody only needs like.
Split it.
And we'll just split it.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
That's
We'll
what
come
they're.
back with the 24-layer cake.
24-layer chocolate cake. You get more of your little stir stick. Yeah. Milk chocolate, dark chocolate, Nutella. It's garnished with almond brittle, mint chocolate chip gelato, chocolate.
I'm really excited with this brittle.
Little raspberry sauce there.
There's brittle on the back.
All right, so we had the 24-layer cake, which, I thought was all right. I think other people at the table thought it was much, much better than I did. But the chocolate chip mint ice cream was amazing. But I gotta tell you what else was amazing. 6 adults. We had a full meal here. I mean, we didn't order appetizers because we did that over at Trader Sam's, but we did have sides. A lot of people had cocktails. We had this dessert. And the bill was, before my 15% annual pass discount, was $467. That is nowhere near unreasonable for the quality of the meal that we got tonight. As a matter of fact, I think it's downright bargain for what we got. And then with the 15% off, it went down to like $409 or something total for 6 adults to have a dinner like this. So I gotta say, it's very high marks. Quality of the food, the price, the service, everything. So, what did you guys think of the dessert?
I'm not a big chocolate person. I still thought the cake was delicious though. And it got me to, I was expecting to only have like a bite or two, but I ended up going back a couple more times with my fork than I thought I was gonna. But yeah, it was good.
I'm a huge chocolate person. A+, really good. It's moist, and the dark chocolate ganache on the top is really good. It has Nutella in it too, so if you like Nutella, it's good. I'm a big fan. It's good.
I liked it. I thought it was going that way. Oh, no, I liked it quite a bit. It was a really good cake. It had really great toppings and extra sides and stuff to go with it. And really between like, I mean, obviously if somebody told me like, oh, even for 6 people, in my head I hear $467 on a meal, and I'm like, oh my god, like that's a lot. That's like a car payment, but more than a car payment. But you know, based on what we got, I mean, I got a 10-ounce lobster tail. Everyone at the table got either a fillet or a ribeye. I think pretty much everyone, with the exception of Pete, had some form of alcohol. I had like 3 or 4 of them. So it's, you know, it definitely, when you add all those little bits up, it does actually end up being, I don't want to go so far as to say a bargain, but another thing, but it is, you know, quality food for if you're at that level of finance to afford this. So that, but yeah, the cake was amazing. It was really good. I definitely recommend the restaurant. So,
well, it's all relative.
Oh yeah.
In comparison to other Disney restaurants.
Oh yeah, God. Yeah.
Of this caliber, this is a signature restaurant.
Yep.
At Walt Disney World, it is very easy to do $120 a plate for dinner when you factor in drinks and things like that. So yeah, I'm always surprised when that's kind of what I go in with. That's what a signature restaurant on average is going to cost. So when it comes in, I'm sorry, I just had a piece of brittle. Probably shouldn't have done that on camera, but
it's that tasty.
It's really good. The brittle on that was really good. You know, so when it comes in at that price, and comparatively speaking, of course, it's an expensive meal, but compared to what I would get in other places on and off property, I felt the quality, service, and value was all extremely high. And at the end of the day, that's what you want, right? You're gonna have an event meal on your vacation. You want those 3 things: great service, great value, great quality for your food. So that will do it for our look here at Steakhouse 55 and a little stopover at Trader Sam's from the Disneyland Resort.